In the final video, targeting your audience with data-driven insights, we're looking at non-residential trade area visitors, which represent the people who are visiting the Corso Italia trade area and don't live in the area surrounding the BIA. The first thing we're going to look at is their annual household spend in comparison to residents. Residents are spending about 100 or have to spend $108,441, which is closer to the average in Toronto, but also trade area visitors are spending about $118,762, which is $10,000 more than the residents have as an household income. Even though they're both average in terms of the average range that you would see in the index, it's important to flag that it's still a significant amount of spending power that the visitors may have. And this is further indicated by where they're spending their money. When you look at food spend, specifically, residents are spending $3,578 per household at restaurants, which is lower than the average in Toronto by 25%, while restaurants visitors or visitors from outside the trade area are visiting restaurants and spending about an extra $1,000 more than the average household resident of Corso Italia's trade area. So visitors are spending about $1,000 more at restaurants, but they're also spending a couple $100 more when it comes to general food purchases across the board each year. So despite the fact that there's about a $10,000 difference in terms of household income, there's only about $1,000 difference in food spent at restaurants. So it is beneficial for restaurants and bars in Toronto's Corso Italia area to consider a balanced approach at targeting not just visitors, but also locals, as even though there is a significant difference in the type of visitors that could visit, it's also important to find a way to keep a balance and attract local residents to become maybe more frequent customers to your business. Up next, we have a quick briefing document that speaks to some quick data about visitors from outside of the Corso Italia trade area as well, but also that factors into all visitors to Corso Italia between the year 2022, or January specifically, January to December 2022. This includes information, as you can see, with 11 million visits per year, 506,000 unique visitors. We have people coming from throughout all days of the week, but the most frequent high numbers are often seen on Fridays, and the highest number of visitors are often during their evening commutes, which is about 3 to 6 p.m. You can pause to look at this a little more, but we wanted to provide this as a quick snapshot to see all visitors as we move forward to speak about the top prism segments as indicated at the top right of the screen, which is the top prism segments that are the profiles, the customer profiles, the personifications of the people who are visiting the Corso Italia trade area from outside Toronto. The first thing you see here is it's a more balanced approach when it comes to the ranking of these top 3 profiles. As I mentioned previous video, prism profiles are a way to organize information that leverages multiple different types of data, including demographics, psychographics, social values, and spending habits, to come up with a profile that personifies and creates a person that you could identify as a target customer for a different community or business. But in this case, we're looking at how these profiles speak to being a target customer for specific communities. What we know of these 3 top profiles is one, Indieville, which when you look at the trade area for Corso Italia's BI is closer to 75% of a representation of the households in the area. But in this case, it's only 16.92%. So a much more balanced breakdown in terms of the top 3 top profiles in the community versus the information that we previously shared. So to quickly talk about these, we've identified social activities, health and fitness interests, technology usage, dining and shopping habits, among other things, for each of the top 3 the top 3 visitor profiles. But what we want to do is, as you have the time to maybe hit pause and read through this in more detail, spend more time in talking about, based on these 3 different profiles, Indieville, Metro Melting Pot, and Come From Away, how can you use this information to target those businesses or target those customers to frequent your business? The first thing we want to speak to is that visitor social media usage is on average consistent with the rest of Toronto. As you can see, where there is indexes identified with numbers next to it, it's all gray. It's all gray because it's all very close to 100, which is considered the average usage. So the good thing is here that no business really needs to change their marketing tactics for social media to be that much different from how they target trade area residents within the BIA's boundaries, also the people who live within the trade area as a whole. So, what can you do to target and market to these visitors based on those top three profiles that I've indicated before? The first way is to really look at how a business can tailor its marketing strategies, product offerings, and customer engagement approaches to align with these interests and preferences as outlined in the top three profiles that were indicated 2 slides before. Here's a couple examples of how this can be done. The first way is through restaurant and bars looking at the opportunities that they could fulfill a dining and nightlife need for these visitors. These visitors care a lot about their dining and nightlife experiences. So one way to be taking advantage of this opportunity is to position yourself as an area that creates opportunities to cater to these needs. For those non-residential visitors to the BIA, restaurants and bars can promote themselves as a social hub for night owls who enjoy themselves, a good time out and socializing with their friends, creating nightlife and dining combos that highlight your restaurant's nightlife features, such as a late night menu or special cocktails for night owls. On occasions when hosting an event at your restaurant or bar, cross-promote your event on all social media outlets and create an event listing on places where customers may frequent, such as Eventbrite or Meetup. The idea being, if you're creating opportunities to have an enhanced night out, maybe incorporating entertainment as a value add for your restaurant or bar, how can you further push your event to maybe reach that audience that's yet to maybe show up and is more represented by the visitor data that we have currently? Another opportunity to consider, if you're in the space of health and fitness, align marketing messages to speak to health conscious and non-residential visitors. This could be introducing products that contribute to an individual's healthy lifestyle, whether it be food, apparel, or experiential. It's important to find ways to still use messaging that emphasizes ways that a customer's well-being will be improved by using your products or services. This is incredibly important because you, as a subject matter expert in the work that you do as a service provider and in the health and fitness industry, or a medical professional in the health space, it's important to consider how can you create content that speaks and to the needs for people to be able to feel that your information shared through social media can improve their interest in their health and well-being. When it comes to their interest with technology usage, it's important to find ways to make sure your customers' shopping and buying experience be as convenient as possible. The first and most important step is to really consider how you are using a Google business profile. Well, if you're not sure exactly what this is, I provided an example to the side of this image. It's the profile of your business that shows up on Google when people are searching for you, not only on Google, but also on Google Maps. This is a bit of a landing place for people to learn more about you as a business, but also for you to showcase essential information. Another thing to consider is going above and beyond and not just using Google profiles as a way to share a phone number, a website link, and maybe contact information, but also to ensure that your business's operating hours are up to date on a consistent basis, and including special holiday hours as well. Some other ways that you can take things a little further is considering how you can showcase in-store products on Google Search and Maps automatically by using the steps indicated on this webpage. For those of you who may not have access to the PDF, do consider Googling how to add products in your Google business profile. And this would allow you to highlight key products that you have to offer within your Google business profile. So when people search you, these things come up. But more importantly, it's easier for them to see the quality of products, services that you are able to provide. This is not just for retail and e-commerce based businesses. This could also be important for cafes, restaurants, bars, bakeries to showcase food items. because people can understand that a bakery has bread or baked goods, but for you to be able to showcase in detail in high resolution images that this is the type of food that I have to offer, it's essential, and maybe getting that customer to visit your store over other places. Also, encourage and manage reviews. Getting reviews can be easy as encouraging happy and frequent customers to scan a QR code and leave a review, but it's more important to keep an eye on the dissatisfied customers who left negative reviews. By responding and engaging those negative reviews, you can inform all others who are looking at your reviews that you take customer service very seriously, even when things aren't going as you'd like it to. And maybe help make sure that even after the transaction's made, customers are aware that you still are considering customer service. And lastly, one thing that I would also factor in is answer common questions. There's a section where you can answer common questions that your customers may have and have it featured so it could save you the time from having to answer the same question multiple times and avoid those questions coming in as a phone call. Another way you can use technology to maybe market your business a bit more to target the needs and interests of visitors is to look at ways that you can update social media and Google Business Profile to highlight those photos and videos of products you provide, especially on Instagram. Products should be featured, yes, but also look at the way you can feature your products through a storytelling lens that speaks to the unique features of the product that you provide. So an example could be apparel retailers can speak to the inspiration behind the item that they've created, or the function and purpose it was designed for, and the materials they use to produce this item. And it's also important to consider how you can leverage as a e-commerce as a way to display products and services, but also increase the convenience for shopping and the shopping experience that customers are looking to have by implementing product recommendation tools that help in upselling based on customer shopping habits, or implement appointment scheduling tools that allow for easy booking and management of appointments with clients and customers. And lastly, the most important thing is what we've noticed is that with visitors who find themselves looking for more budget conscious items and options, as indicated by the top three profiles, prison profiles represented in the few slides prior, find ways to maybe offer budget friendly dining options, daily specials, price fixed meals or combos, and discounts. And use social media to showcase and highlight these same items, these budget conscious shopping and dining meals, based on the suggestions provided prior.